After we finished talking in this office, exactly my opinion of him were the things he said about reaching out to the less privileged, that he wants to turn the state around, the passion he has for the state and for the poor people. These were exactly what we talked about in the sitting room, and I said, this is the man I will follow.
It is the aspiration of every one of us in the states, not just central or west or east, but everybody, a collective aspiration that by the grace of God, come 2027, we shall have our man, the distinguished Ademo of Yewa Land, Senator Olamileko Adeola, as the governor of Ogun State, by the grace of God. Amen.
Today, the office and some well-wishers in Abuja decided to honor him by celebrating him even in his absence. As I'm speaking to you, there are 3 celebrations in each of the senatorial districts that people who admire the way he has impacted on their lives through empowerment, building of infrastructure under the New Hope agenda, and doing a lot of things that has helped at least over 50,000, and we look forward to him. So this man holding other position because he has so far discharged himself creditably in all the positions he has held.
Expect that he will move up, so that you can imagine, when somebody has accumulated and acquired experience, the only thing is that he should have an opportunity to make it useful for his community. And when I say community, I'm talking of even Nigeria as a whole, because it is only in this part of the world that we don't value such things. See, a parliamentarian who was in the House of Assembly, who was in the House of Reps, who is now in the Senate. Definitely, our prayer is that God will move him up so that people can also benefit from his wealth of experience and knowledge at the executive level. And so shall it be.
The evening ended on a jubilant note, with guests rising to the rhythm of the live band, dancing graciously and celebrating a man whose name continues to inspire admiration and hope for the future.
Hello folks, I greet you. Welcome one more time to Citizen Jones Today. Of course, the affair is very familiar to you. We interrogate issues that get thrown up by my country, your country, give context to it, and of course, the idea is to make you become more knowledgeable about it. Today, Okonjo-Iweala came calling, praised by President Tinubu's economic reforms, outlines next step. Speaking truth to power is an idiom that means to confront those in positions of authority with honesty and courage, even when it is difficult or even risky. This is what happened when Nigeria's very proud daughter, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and by definition, the Director General of the World Trade Organization, WTO, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Now, as an established economist and a former coordinating minister of the economy, she's an authority here. She came calling on the heels of a briefing on the Women's Exporters Fund, an initiative to provide support for 146 Nigerian businesswomen. The two, that is Dr. Iweala and President Tinubu, had met earlier on July 7th at the BRICS summit in Brazil. Dr. Okonjo-Iweala's words after the meeting were calculating. Let me quote her verbatim. "You cannot really improve an economy unless it is stable," end quote. Now, after this truism, the WTO DG called on government to focus next on growth and protecting vulnerable citizens. Now, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala has spoken truth to power, and so the attempt by cynics and do-gooders to twist the tale is false and an exercise in futility. Let me tell you this. Honesty, according to an American founding father, Thomas Jefferson, is the first chapter in the Book of Wisdom. Let's have a conversation. My conversationalist here is the one, the only, Mr. Akin Fatunke. He's a chartered accountant, an economist, and a public affairs analyst. I greet you, sir. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Citizen Jones.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to be with you, and I'd like to say greetings to all our viewers.
Okay. The WTO DG came calling. You know about it.
Yes, I know about it.
Praised Mr. President for stabilizing the economy. Yeah, I underlined that phrase, stabilizing the economy. But she says the next step is to grow the economy. You must see what she's saying.
I not only saw what she's saying, but I put what she has said to some kind of, if you like, in my profession you talk about forensic.
Okay.
You know, take a magnifying glass to see what was not said, and then amplify what was said much more deeply. And that takes me to the second rule book of wisdom. The courage to be able to come out and say white is white and black is black. Yeah, so I saw it. Again, Citizen Jones, one must have sympathy for us. When I say us, in this part of the world where we take politics to be do or die, or politics to be the enemy of my enemy cannot really be my enemy or my friend. I am an economist, and don't forget that economists don't see things the same way. There is a ceteris paribus. You say, you know, all things
being equal.
And all things when put equal. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala herself, the daughter of renowned mathematician stroke economists, came out and said, we must commend the present government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for stabilizing the economy. My dear friend and brother, former, Bureau of Statistics, major economics, and who's now with Afribank, Mr. Kale, has given a long treatise on what stabilization means. It's as simple that you are going downhill to find a way to stop the velocity of your going downhill so that you don't end up Humpty Dumpty and have a great fall. Stabilize it in a way to get an equilibrium of standing,
so that your going down is regulated,
is put on a balance towards what economics they call the marginal improvement in making sure you get back to winning ways. Why were we falling? We were falling because we were living a lie. We were living a bubble. the exchange rates that we were operating on was
before now.
Multiple exchange rates that was creating arbitrage. By that I mean, you can always get something at a low thing and then go to a black market and then open different, as we say, different windows. And Nigeria was bleeding. Nigeria was going down the drain. Revenue was not rising. Plus and including, like Rebecca will say, situations where smuggling and leakages in the cancerous fuel PMS, petrol motor spirit specifically, was being subsidized to enrich not just a few, but so many others.
Brings me quickly to the issue of subsidy, which he announced off on inauguration ground
on 29th of
May
day of his inauguration.
Yeah.
Who else will know more than me analyzing and you asking me? Because I happen to know, like you said in your beautiful intro, she was the coordinating minister of the economy before Obasanjo, one way or the other, made her temporarily foreign minister. So she knew the onions. While she was the coordinating minister, I was in the oil and gas industry, and Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala did more than most to bring to the attention of the president at that time, who was Goodluck Jonathan, that the way things were going, the bubble was going to burst. Luckily for her, or luckily for her, depending on where you stand, we had a CBN governor, now Lamido Sanusi, the emir of Kano, who was also singing the same song.
Yeah.
Yes, I
agree. Lamido himself, an economist.
Now, the point was simple. At that time, we had a Soludo who used to be a CBN governor, but was no longer
in charge
in government at that time. Also kept on saying, we need to start, things cannot continue to go. We needed a lot of reforms. In one of those occasions, after Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala held a meeting with us, and I keep on saying, when I speak, she's alive, I'm alive, and the dramatic personnel, many of them are still very much alive. She got exasperated because we were talking of trillions that were being owed to the oil majors, and she took the memo. Well, I believe she took the memo, and government at that time said, we are not sure we'll be able to repay. Okay, look, let's get a repayment plan. This was at the close of the end of that regime before Buhari came in.
Yeah, before the election.
And she sent a message to us that she believes one way or the other, unless if all those debts are cleared. Now, those debts included bubble debts, turnaround debts, debts that have made people to smile to the banks by so many of the shenanigans that we knew was going on in the oil and gas industry, that needed to sift away the wheat from the chaff, which the Buhari government sat on for the first 8 months or thereabout. And then viewers will also recall that we had a prophet, Tam David West, who was saying this is his fault and all that. Kept on until Bola Ahmed Tinubu came and made that pronouncement. So Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala was not playing to the gallery. She was she was a dramatic person. When the whole rot was going on, has been making a lot of shouting, and 8 years, 10 years thereafter, came back and then met somebody who now then said that we needed to reform. And she came and said, I am seeing that stabilization is coming back in. Whether that stabilization is being full stop or a semicolon is a matter for debate. I mean, are we still not paying subsidy and all that? You can go into all that. She saw that, and then she now then said, we now have a plan situation where we can say in a period of A, B, C, D, number of months or number of years, the exchange rate is beginning to be stable, not going yo-yo, not one today, not 200 tomorrow, and all that. We have economics where all these are going on. And she spoke that truth. She spoke that truth that let us commend this government for stabilization. Now, I am also an accountant. In accountancy, Citizen Jones, there is something called debit and credit. For every credit, there's a debit. For every debit, there's a credit. So for the credit of stabilization, the debit side is the pains naturally.
Okay.
Because when you are having,
when you stabilize the economy, certain things will give.
It has to come at a cost.
Okay.
When you are, smashing your leg on the brakes, are you saying the car or the vehicle will not jack? No, it's not going to happen that way. Yes, you can say maybe you can put your leg on the brake a little bit here and there, but in the process, depending on where you stand, if you are doing a free fall, the whole thing can just, kaput in your presence. So she saw that. She knew where she was going. Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala nearly lost her life. And in fact, at that time, her parents, it's on record, her parents on this issue of subsidy or no subsidy.
The mother was,
it was
kidnapped.
It was traumatic. Anybody that wants to come and do stabilization, so to speak, or reforms, it comes at a cost. Professor Dora Akunyili nearly lost her life because she said, look, I am going to be a dam. Let the water keep on rushing. I am not going to budge. She nearly lost her life in the process. So when we have people who have been able to show the kind of courage, not necessarily the sophistry, recognizing, of course, that there's going to be pain. And she came and said, stabilization is on. What we now then begin to hear is, which was very, very depressing to me, to now then throw the politics of tribe. If she's Igbo, she should not have gone to say that. But as Soludo not be saying exactly, well, actually the same thing. So, because you are not in government, or because you are angry, or because you are hungry, you see the truth, I rather want to go and stand in front of a plane, believing that you are going to be able to stop that plane. It's not the. But I know politics and political activities are fair games to politicians. So any lacuna you see, any little whatever it is, you want to blow it kind of out of proportion.
Yeah.
For me, the truth has been told. And that truth is born out of the experience of a hands-on person.
Yeah.
Mr. Okonjo-Iweala is not just the Director General of World Trade Organization.
Yeah.
Flying, she need not necessarily have to come here. It's not only Nigeria that she should be looking at, but patriotic enough to say, look, I'm beginning to see stabilization. Can we
go to the next step?
Therefore, go to the next step that, yes, I also recognize the pain. Social security netting to making sure we couch the pains people are playing. Mr. Okonjo-Iweala did not say this. I am an economist. I am a realist. It does not matter if you are going to throw stones at me, but I am telling you, Citizen Jones and Nigerians, that you are not going to go through those pains. He's telling a lie. Yes. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to try and be politically correct.
He's
telling a lie
to
say that I've seen a cancer patient, tried so many things, you know so very well, go to church, go to mosque, go to shrine, go everywhere, that this cancer patient is going to die. The better is for you to say, look, Mr. Cancer Patient, begin to prepare yourself well so that
for the afterlife.
So that the people that are going to leave behind will have some kind of good life. We have to go through this pain because we had gone through our 7 years of plenty. We are once now go through another 7
years of want.
Of drought, so that we can now get into our Goshen and get the dividend
and get redemption,
and that our children and our children's children will not come to our graves and point at our graves and pee at our graves. That is the reality of the moment.
Okay, Mr. Fatunge, let me confess, I'm getting educated here, given your intervention. I always say this, before his assumption of power, Mr. President Bola Tinubu knew that my country, your country, was in a very bad place. And so he had to take far-reaching decisions which would be hurting in attempting to retool. We are retooling now. So a lot of patience is needed. So Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala says the next phase would be to build on this stability we are talking about, so that Nigeria, everyday Nigerian will not undergo further pains, right?
Correct, Mrs. Jones. Whilst we are at that, my English and the way I have tried to communicate, I believe is clear. I will be the last to say that we are not going through pains.
Okay.
I will be the last to say that the average Nigerian is not suffering. I'm not even talking about the poorest of the poor. Okay? Because it's just, if I look at you, I look at myself, I know we are feeling the pinch, I'm feeling the pains.
No less so the producer.
But my point is simple. Beyond us, beyond the pain we are feeling, there are some that are facing pain, much more pain. No doubt about that. So I am acknowledging that fact. Economics talk about the commanding heights, and then economics also say demand and supply. Neoliberal economists also now then say, look, we can't leave everything to the dictates of the market forces. There will naturally be intervention. There is no problem per se with the issue of subsidizing. What we have been doing was that we have been subsidizing consumption. In the process of subsidizing consumption, those who are usurious and greedy and unholy amongst us have taken whatever it is, because they were the middlemen or women, and have deprived us.
Mr. Fatunge, it's subsidy, I understand, got to as ridiculously high as 4 trillion naira.
You are not exaggerating, depending on the exchange rate. Now, the point therefore is, these people go to church, they go to mosque, their husband, their wives, whatever it is, but they keep a straight eye while the dividends of the progress we are supposed to be having in our hospitals, in our educational system, in our children coming out of school and getting meaningful employment eludes us. Steal this, take it out, put it in Swiss banks at our own detriment. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, just like President Muhammadu Buhari before him, and just like President Goodluck Jonathan, and take it as far back as President
Yar'Adua
and Obasanjo, all had a chance to get to a crossroad. They all saw it. They all knew it was. The political will to not then stop it. Because it's like it's like somebody telling you that the only way you can get yourself healed, is just get yourself naked and run into the market square. First of all, you don't know whether you should believe the person, but you just say, let's assume that is the truth. How will you develop the courage to now pull everything and then run? Some people will tell me that when the come becomes, like Keke Ombadi will say,
when the come comes to become,
that there's nothing to
accord Concordia.
And then we're not saying, you have the courage to be able to do that? Why I'm saying this?
Is that what we always mean by political will?
The political will to take a decision. In the old Oyo Empire, the Alaafin will say, rather than allow certain things to happen, Open the calabash. By open the calabash, your head must be on the calabash.
Wow.
You have to have the courage to be able to say, rather than continue to make my people suffer, I would rather go. I believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, like one of them, he is not necessarily different from the political class, now got to a stage and took a decision. Like, yes, this is the way we do it. Go, what will it cost him? His ambition is to become president of Nigeria, even if it's going to be for 4 years, even if it's going to be for 8 years. Let's continue to do the same thing. Continue to the same people.
Otherwise, he had a choice.
Yes! But now they decided, like Paul on his way to Damascus.
Enough is enough.
Was going on and said, look, I've gone on different expeditions. This is just one of my own William Tell expedition. But suddenly just stopped somewhere. I said, wait a minute. No. I am Ali Baba, no doubt. The rest of the 40 thieves, I will say stop. And then I'm going to look back and say, no, it should not continue. It comes at a great cost.
Yeah.
What he has therefore done, which I also agree that beyond that are certain other things. There has to be character. There, capacity has been there. There has to be consciousness. There has to be able to lead by example. Not a situation where you close your eyes, you and your cohorts will be smiling to the I agree to all that. But that he's been able to keep the focus and say, let's continue on this path, and having acknowledged the fact that there is pain. Mrs. Okojo Unweala has now then said, now is the time to look at this debit side. We talked about it. This debit side. Can we begin social
engineering?
Re-engineering. Social netting. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in, plus his predecessor, we had issues with humanitarian affairs. There was Madam Beta Idu that came, and then she was found wanting and all that. Corruption was such that we were going to go on. So whatever it is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu might be fearing, directly or indirectly, imposed or as we put on him, he must now go back and take this decision and say, look, social network. Now I'm going to say something. I'm not part of government, but I'm an economist, and I have behavioral economics at my beck and call. One of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's virulent critics, in the name of Pastor Tunde Bakari, some time ago, you will remember, to the surprise of many, went to see Mr. President. But something happened when he came out. And they said, but you have always been. So what did you go to discuss? He made a statement. He said, I went and have gone to give Mr. President my own advice. Tunde Bakari is watching. He's not speaking to me. I am only trying to use emotional intelligence here. I almost believe that one of the things that Tunde Bakari would tell Mr. President on one-on-one, that there is so much suffering on the land. What are you going to do? There are certain things you are doing. Can we begin to now be politically correct? Don't allow the National Assembly to do certain things, blah, 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 blah. Which is not any different from what Biscon Tv has said. I also know that there are chieftains within the ruling party itself that say, look, let's try something. And it's not going to be the very first time. Ibrahim Babangida tried it once. We were on this kind of throws before. Things were so tough. Remember during Buhari's first time, we had, we were rationing so many things. One of the things that Babangida did was to open the tap and allow a lot of food to come in. It came at a great cost. This will be costs that we have to begin to have a look at now that I haven't done 2 years. The process which Mr. President is going through is that, look, the subnationals have given you enough money. Please do what is needful.
Help my work.
So if you keep on begging, And somehow, for whatever reason, it is not coming through as we expect, because our democracy is one way or the other. Then maybe I suspect, I predict that in the next few months, Mr. President and his team are going to now then sit down and say, okay, all right, 7 years of drought, 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty. So we've done 7 years of drought. No, we've done 7 years of plenty. We are now in our second
7 years of drought.
We are now on the second year or third year of drought. Before we get to the 7th year, is there something that we can do to alleviate the suffering of our people? Despite the fact that we expect the subnationals.
Okay.
That will include pharmaceuticals, that will include drugs, that will include food security. Food, that will include what you want to describe as our physical insecurity and our military.
Okay.
Something will have to give way, which in essence is what Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala is saying. And if, Mr. President, by any chance, you don't have an idea, or you don't have the courage, or you are not so convinced on how this is work, there are people who will, not necessarily because they want to criticize, come to you and show you a roadmap of how some of these things can be done. We are beginning to see little triples here and there. Can we begin to do benchmark into certain states whereby food security can come aplenty, and then we can have a turnaround, albeit short term.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Fatunke, the producer says we should begin to wind down. Let me thank you very kindly for intervening in the subject matter.
Thank you.
So, dear viewer, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala came calling. She praised President Tinubu's economic reforms, but outlines next step. We have given context to the development. Thank you for watching. Until the next time, bye-bye now.
To living a successful and fulfilled life. Maybe this has been your secret, always showing gratitude. Because I was told that as soon as you are crowned the king, you came to this church to thank God. And after 1 year too, you did another Thanksgiving. So maybe this has been your secret. Always give it first to God. I want me and to buy one of my penny. And you can share you a lot of shit. I only about a lot of people. We gathered here this morning on this day, Sunday the 20th week. In the ordinary time, according to Catholic doctrine and liturgy, together with our Royal Majesty, the Alara of the Lara Kingdom, Ọba Dr. Olúfọlárin Olúkáyọ̀dé Ògúnṣọ̀wọ́, as he gives thanks to God for marking 5 years on the throne. 5 years ago, you are crowned the king of Alara of Lara. Like yesterday, you have spent 5 years. Kì í ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe orí ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Agbára Ọlọ́run
I pray that your reign will be long. Not just long, but filled with peace, joy, development, and remarkable achievements. There is a reason for the specificity, and it is not because I think you are special. Your coronation and anniversary is a concrete manifestation of God's ongoing love for you and the town. A life set apart for the service of others. Your life has always been service. As a public officer, service stands you out. And as Alara of Ilara, it is all about service. And as Southwest Co-Coordinator of National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, we thank God for the wonder of your being. You are not the one doing it. It is God. Ọlọ́run ló ṣiṣẹ́, agbára Ọlọ́run ni. It was God who created your being, knit you together in your mother's womb. Psalm 138. With all this and with heart full of gratitude, you are here today. You have many reasons to thank God. I will just mention just few. Many reasons to appreciate God. Number one, you have been blessed beyond measure by God's love. Number two, you have been blessed by God's abundant grace. Number three, God's goodness fills your life with joy. At number four, every day you see new blessings from God. Abayiyo, ẹ kú oríire. Kábíyèsí, His Royal Majesty, Alara of Ilara. Nothing you do or give here today, even your dance, can commemorate with the blessings you have received from God. Nothing. All you have is given to you by the Lord. Oṣù tẹ́ ṣe níbí lónìí, kábíyèsí wa, tó tó láti san oore. Bí gbogbo ìlú Ìlara wà níbí lónìí, gbogbo àwọn lọ́balọ́ba orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà kan wà níbí lónìí, gbogbo ilé àti ọ̀nà yín kẹ́gbọ́n wá sí ilé Ọlọ́run, gbogbo ijó yín lónìí, kò tó láti san oore o. Oore tí Ọlọ́run ṣe nínú ayé yín. On this note, I would like to sing this song. What can you offer to the Lord to make him happy? What can you offer to the Lord to please him? What can you offer to the Lord to make him happy? What can you offer to the Lord to please him? If you give him the best of your heart, he will not take it. If you give him the best of your heart, he will not take it. If you give him the best of your heart, he will not take it. If you give him the best of your ways by which you can appreciate God's goodness is gratitude. Every day of your life, appreciate God's goodness. Be grateful to God. And another way by which you can appreciate God's goodness is the service you render to your people. Why gratitude and why thanksgiving? Kabiyesi. Your coming here today is not a waste. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. Melody Betty said, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Also, gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and created a vision for tomorrow. According to Tony Robbins, when you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. With your thanksgiving today, you have clearly demonstrated that all you have achieved in life and for the 5 years on the throne is a privilege, not entitlement. Because what separates privilege from entitlement is gratitude. Thanksgiving is obligatory because in all human societies, one is expected to give thanks for favors received. For us to keep in mind and bring to constant awareness the hand of God in our lives, then we must give thanks. Again, gratitude must be expressed for it to be real. It's not just by conceiving it. We must express it to make it real. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present or a gift and not giving it. Thank you, Your Royal Majesty, for coming here today. Not only did you conceive the need for Thanksgiving after 5 years, you felt it, wrapped the gift, and coming down here to deliver it. Not you alone, but also with a lot of dignitaries here present, with other cabinettes. Significance of 5th year. Why are we celebrating 5th year? In the Bible, the number 5, it must not be eaten. And in the 4th year, all their fruit shall be holy, an offering of praise to the Lord. But in the 5th year, you may eat of their fruit, that they may yield more richly for you. I am the Lord your God. Compare the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 23 through 25. The number 5 also appears in other contexts, such as the 5 loaves of bread used in the miracle of the loaves and fishes. In essence, the number 5 in the Bible is a powerful symbol representing God's grace, His attention, and the benefits that come from His favor, as well as the human experience of waiting and experiencing the fruits of one's labor. kábíyèsí wa tí wọ́n wá ṣe ọdún márùn-ún lónìí kì í ṣe pé wọ́n ò ríṣẹ́ ṣe o, kì í ṣe pé wọ́n ò rí ibi tí wọ́n máa náwó sí o, ṣùgbọ́n nítorí ohun tó dára, ohun tó níyì láti wá síwájú Ọlọ́run láti wá dúpẹ́. Ọdún márùn-ún kì í ṣe kékeré ọdún. Ọjọ́ kan lórí ìtẹ́ kì í ṣe kékeré. Ọdún kan kọjá, ọdún méjì lọ, ọdún mẹ́ta títí ọdún márùn-ún. Kábíyèsí, bàbá yín yọ ayọ̀. As you celebrate today, Kábíyèsí, Your Royal Majesty, I will leave you with these words of encouragement. Your Royal Majesty, remember the journey is still ongoing. You have not reached the promised land, but you will get there by God's grace. Ẹ ti délẹ̀ lérí o, ẹ ṣì ń tẹ̀síwájú ni o, lágbára Ọlọ́run, Ọlọ́run á mú yín débẹ̀ o. You have a lot to do for your people. Your subjects still look up to you for more transformation, upliftment, and impactful reign. They look up to you. Stand with them. Stand for them. Always stand for and with your people. You are their mouth, ear, and eye. According to Robert Kennedy, each time a man stands up for an idea or acts to improve the lives of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and tyranny. Those ripples build a current that can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance. Kábíyèsí, always defend your people. Ẹ jà fún wọn, fún ẹ̀tọ́ wọn, kí ohun mèremère kó túbọ̀ lè wọ ìlú wa. Ẹ ti gbìyànjú láti ọdún márùn-ún sẹ́yìn. Oríṣiríṣi kan làwọn èèyàn ti sọ. We are just passing. Ẹjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí àkàn ṣeré, àwọn kan sọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní wọ́n ní kábíyèsí ọba wa ní àwọn ọkọ̀ tó ti ṣe nígbà tó ti dórí oyè. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n ti lo ọdún mẹ́wàá, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n ti lo 20 ọdún ni. Kábíyèsí kò tí ì tó o. God is your strength. You can do everything through God that gives you strength. According to our second reading today, letter to the Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 1 through 4. I will also use it to encourage you, Kábíyèsí. Brothers and sisters, such a large